think the thing about social software inside companies is it's saying something very powerful about what kind of company you want to be, right? I want us to be more open and transparent. I want us to do this. Like, this software is not magic, right? Like, if you take a crappy company where people don't share, won't help each other, are just backfighting and don't talk
just
publicly.
one more place not to share.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. But I think it goes to a really important point of the sort of general theme of the topic, which is that this stuff is spreading around the world not just because people are exhibitionists. It's spreading around the world because it's another mode of communication, another model for communication that's very efficient. Right? And at the end of the day, companies exist because they're efficient ways of bringing people together for productive means to create goods and services that other people want. And when groups of people, they're just groups of people, when those certain groups of people figure out comparative advantage, like it would be better if we used a telegraph to communicate supply and pricing for a wholesaler or a meat packer, and then, hey, it would be better if we used a telephone, and that would give us an advantage over somebody else, and then, hey, email would be a great way for us to communicate. You can see changes in corporate structure as railways and telegraphs and phones came on. I think the advent of these social platforms are a next wave of, and it's going to change the structure of corporations, but what will happen to the point where you definitely do see people who don't want this to happen, because it's directly attacking their power, right? Their power that's existed has been by playing the game of, controlling information, hoarding power, owning command and control, and then all of a sudden, sort of like the emperor has no clothes. They don't want this in their organization. But my thesis, my argument would be those companies will die. Right? Just like the companies who refused to adopt email got killed by those who moved faster, could compete quicker, could collaborate better. The companies that are now figuring this out are saying, like, hey, we can go. I mean, the best, great example, right? I hate to, I'll use Kindle. It's a good example, right? Everyone I'm sure heard, like, Larry Ellison kicked out Mark Benioff from Oracle Open World. And what's amazing is how they responded. They responded in, 12 and a half hours. I think it happened in the afternoon, and by the next morning, they had communicated with their people. They had gotten a facility book. They had, all the media was there, and they turned this negative thing, which probably would have been nothing, no one would have heard about it if they had not kicked them out, and turned this amazing platform for, I'm sure, an enormous amount of inbound press and earned media for them. And I can almost guarantee you they did it because they had this platform that allowed them to quickly collaborate.